much momentum and a boost does Tuesday night give you going back into a home game in the league?
It gives a boost because I thought the performance was good. Back-to-back clean sheets, obviously after the Tuesday night, which we've said all along, which was a bit of a freak night, but it was good to get back to those sorts of, resilience and being tough to beat, because we'll have to do it again on Saturday. Another team on a decent run, which really tightened up at the top of the league, and Colchester are one of those teams.
And of course they had a Saturday off as well because of the internationals, so they'll come in really fresh, won't they?
Yeah, you never know how it's going to work. People say that we might be a bit leggy, they might be rusty. You can. I'm sure after the result you'll go, well, you looked a bit leggy, or they look rusty, or they look fresh, or you look like you've been on a good roll. So you can dress it up, which is what it is. We've had two games, they haven't had one. Whoever performs the best will win the game on Saturday. And
the game's coming thick and fast for you at the moment. So I suppose that's the way that players like it, isn't it? Especially if they're in form.
It's League Two. You have the cup competitions that you have, a lot of travel in the league. That's why you have a squad. The squad will be used. It won't be this same 11 players that are now between now and Christmas. So that's why you need people at it in training all the time, so they're ready to come in.
And obviously with Luke Varney out with his knee operation, how pleased have you been with the way that Jonty Smith and Alex Adai stepped up to the mark on Tuesday?
I thought they performed well. Obviously Alex got his goal, which he was happy with, but within that they played slightly different to how Escar sent the forwards to play out without the ball, and then with the ball they did okay. So that's what we need. We need people to perform.
And how much does it help that they'll have played together in training as well, so that although they might not have had much first team game time together, actually they do know each other's games?
Yeah, well, that's what you do in training. You're constantly pairing people up. It's not just the two that are in the team that you only do the work with. You're pairing them up all the time. You're looking for different relationships in training, trying to get a bit of chemistry. And it's not just the centre forwards, that's relationships all over the pitch. So when you're doing your patterns, when you're doing your finishing, little things like that, even the defending, you're always trying to split them up and find little relationships.
How's Gavin Riley's foot?
We'll have to wait and see with Gav. He's going to give it a go today. Like I said, it was a kick on the top of the foot, and he had stitches. So, he probably needs a little bit more time, but that'll be quite a late one because it's not a risk of re-injuring it. It's just whether it's painful enough.
And more on injuries. How's Sean Long?
Again, another one. We'll have to wait and see. We think. Well, we're not 100% sure yet. He'll get assessed again today. He was in yesterday, so it's nothing. He's not torn it, or it's not a proper pull. So the physios will have to decide whether he's fit enough or not. But again, it'll be a late decision based on, because it isn't. We're not ruling him out, but we're not 100% sure yet.
The midfield and the industry that's going on in there at the moment. How pleased have you been with that? Because obviously Rowan Ince waiting to try and get back in the side, working obviously I'd imagine it hard in training, but at the moment can't get that place in the starting 11. What does that say for the people who are in that starting 11?
Well, proves they're doing well. You've got Chris Clements who came on, and I thought he did really well on Tuesday night. The thing that we've got good energy in the team this year. We've got real good legs, and the midfield three particularly. They run 12k a game at the minute, which is a lot. And to do that consistently and add in your quality and a little bit of tactical awareness as well. They're not just running around, otherwise you just go and get marathon runners. But they've shown that they can do it consistently. Clem's come in, slightly different player, Clem, but gets your player. Rowan knows what he needs to do. Rowan, we know where Rowan is with regards to, he's been out a long time. He's just trying to get his sharpness back. He's had a few minutes and he's done all right in a couple of the games. So it's good. It's good competition for places.
And Colchester, they're always in that sort of top half of League Two, aren't they? And how good a model for a club are they at this level?
No, they're really good. They have got a model. They put a lot of money into the academy, but within that, John has to play out. He's not forced, but they do produce a lot of players because they invest a lot of money into that side of it. So, but within that, he has to keep winning. So he's a good mate of mine, John. He's a really good bloke. Done an excellent job, probably a little bit under the radar, other than when you're in and around it, but outside of maybe League Two, people don't give him credit that he's given for the job that he does, for the players that they produce, and the football they play as well. And whilst you say, like you said, they're normally in and around it. They've had a couple of good cup games this year, and they're on another run again. If they come here and beat us, they go level with us. So people have said, what a good start we've had to the season. Well, if they beat us Saturday, then they'll have the same. So it's another tough game.
And presumably looking to get back sort of to winning ways at home. How much harder is it to do that than just to say it?
Well, we've lost one game at home. I'm not including the Checker Trade game because I don't think it was a. So we've had a Swindon game where we've drawn. We weren't great. We've shown a bit of resilience, and they were top of the league, and then Forest Green beat us in a nip and tuck game, and they went top of the league. So there ain't no disasters. We've got a good home record, so get on with it, turn up, deliver a good performance, and hopefully be enough to win the game. So there's no overthinking it from our point of view.
Just shows where expectations have gone, doesn't it?
Well, there is a little bit of that, and we've lost one game since January in the league at home, and people are saying, well, you need to get back on a run. Someone told me that we're having a blip. I think we're the second top goal scorers and the third best defensive record, so that's not a bad blip for Cheltenham Town, I think. Now, it's not us being arrogant. I don't think we're the real deal at all. We have to turn up 100% all the time, and that's what we'll need to be doing so we can get back to winning ways.